For years, the battle for football's throne has been defined by Messi and Ronaldo. As the era winds down, Haaland and Mbappé seem destined to inherit the crown. But what if the next game isn't the one you're expecting? What if it's Viktor Gyökeres, a name that just 2 years ago wouldn't even be part of this conversation?
Mine, he shrugs it off, he's still got Gyökeres, can he go all the way? You bet he can! What a goal! What a goal by Viktor Gyökeres!
Once dismissed as not good enough, Gyökeres has now become one of Europe's most electrifying forwards.
How do you explain that Europe doesn't know you because you are so talented?
They don't?
But how do you get here? How did the player go from obscurity to stardom so rapidly? Let's unravel the mystery of Viktor Gyökeres, the player who might just rewrite the future of football. Viktor Gyökeres didn't start out as the perfect football protege. Growing up in Stockholm, he wasn't obsessed with the game like most kids. In fact, football wasn't even his first love. At one point, he actually spent time playing handball, an entirely different world. But his dad, who was also his first coach, introduced him to football with an intensity that would spark a fire inside him. My dad taught me that talent alone won't get you anywhere. Viktor once said, he learned that hard work, commitment, and mentality were just as important as the natural gifts you may have. By the time he joined Bromopojkarna, he wasn't just another kid playing football. He was already giving it everything he had, making that dream like it was the only thing that mattered. Rise wasn't immediate, but the belief in himself and his dad's tough love take him into the player we know today. It was clear that nothing would stop him from pursuing greatness. In 2018, Viktor made a move to Brighton, one of the more prominent Premier League clubs, and it was supposed to be his big break. However, the transition to the Premier League, one of the most toughest leagues in the world, was anything but easy. The expectations for young players are sky high, and despite his undeniable talent, Viktor struggled to get a proper shot. The Premier League doesn't have room for everyone, and many players, no matter how talented, never truly get the chance. For Gyökeres, critics quickly began to label him not good enough for the top leagues. He was loaned out to St. Pauli and Swansea in search of game time. During his time at St. Pauli in Germany's second division, there were flashes of brilliance, but nothing that could make his hours so off. Lack of consistency, top-level minutes made it difficult for him to prove himself, and some started questioning whether he would ever be able to carry in the Premier League. But Viktor didn't give up, he kept grinding. As he would later put it, failure became a fuel, and fuel it was.
Lovely exchange there, and Gyökeres is on the run here. Gyökeres, can he find that finish now? He certainly can. Dribbles across the line. Off the post, and now Viktor Gyökeres is into double figures for the season.
When he finally made his way to Coventry City, everything changed. He scored 40 goals in just 2 seasons, a record that put him on the map. But it wasn't just about the numbers. His performances were filled with intensity, movement, and creativity. A player who had once been dismissed as not good enough was now outscoring the brightest talent in the championship. In 2023, Viktor made a bold move to Sporting Lisbon, a club steeped in history and success, but not necessarily the immediate glamour of Europe's league clubs like Barcelona or Real Madrid. For many, this was considered a step down, but Gyökeres had a vision. It wasn't about the stage he played on, it was about proving that he could compete with the best players in Europe. And that's exactly what he did. His time at Sporting Lisbon has been a revelation. By November 2024, Gyökeres had racked up over 30 goals, including 5 in the Champions League. His ability to score against top teams in Europe has propelled him into the spotlight. His performance in the Champions League, where he found the back of the net against elite defenses, informed that he was ready to compete at the highest level. Holding, Viktor became a reliable source of goals, and it wasn't long before he compared him to some of Europe's most feared strikers against circulating. Holding's former coach Ruben Amorim didn't hold back his praise. Viktor has the hunger for lion and the mind of a chess master. He didn't just play football, he calculates it. This wasn't just a coach talking up his star player. It was a reflection of Gyökeres' tactical awareness, his ability to read the game, and his coolness under pressure. He wasn't just playing his part, he was outthinking defenders, positioning himself to always be at the right place at the right time. What makes Viktor Gyökeres stand out isn't just the numbers he puts up, but the way he plays. His positioning in the pass is almost predatory. He waits, he watches, and when the time comes, he strikes with surgical precision. His goals are often works of art. There's a powerful header, a calm finish, or an audacious strike from distance. Viktor doesn't just score, he makes scoring look effortless. And his work ethic is relentless. In training, in matches, on and off the pitch, he's constantly pushing himself to be better, constantly refining his craft. Beyond his technical abilities, Gyökeres is also known for his mentality. Got that same never give up attitude that has become the hallmark of so many great players.
And in terms of your development, Victor, who have been the big influences in your career, and or which players have you looked up to as you've developed?
Like, of course, my family has always helped me and support me all the time, and they've been there. But football-wise, be Zlatan Ibrahimovic for sure, always.
There's an inner fire that fuels him. And it's not just bad personal glory. Viktor has expressed various times that he didn't just play to score goals or win matches, he plays to live a legacy. One of his standout moments this year was his unforgettable hat-trick against Manchester City. Guardiola's team, known for their astonishing defense, had no answers to Gyökeres' brilliance. His first goal, a powerful header, set the tone, showing his intent, but it was the next two goals that truly stood out. Precise, composed, and executed with the confidence of someone ready to dominate at the highest level. After that performance, this was quick to praise his ability to rise to the occasion.
Went on loan to Swansea. Go back to Coventry, does well, then goes to Sporting Lisbon. It's like he's had a journey where he's had to build himself and create what he is now. And you think to yourself, like, how has he been allowed to get out? But all of a sudden we're seeing what he's got now. He's grown into what he is. Confidence, the stature he has, the physicality. He might have had to wait for that to come. Today, a few times on the halfway line, running in on goal, blowing players away, holding people off. It's going to be interesting.
His performance against Manchester City was a defining moment, not just for his career, but for his team as well. It was his first real test at Sporting Lisbon, and he passed it with flying colours. His consistency in big matches became undeniable. His ability to perform in the Champions League, and against some of the best clubs from Europe, he solidified his status as one of football's most exciting prospects. But Viktor isn't just about stats and making comparisons with the greats. His ambitions go beyond personal glory. He isn't merely interested in the accolades and individual awards. He's determined to make an impact in the biggest stages. In a recent interview, he made it clear, "I want to win the Champions League, I want to leave a legacy." This wasn't just a cliche, it was a statement of intent. It was about shaping his own destiny and showing the world exactly what he's capable of achieving. With Messi and Ronaldo now in the twilight of their careers, the train of football is wide open. Players like Mbappé and Haaland are the obvious frontrunners, but then there is Viktor Gyökeres, the wild card, the underdog, the dark horse. He doesn't have the marketing machine behind him, not a global fan base. What he does have is pure talent, relentless determination, and a sense of timing that puts him ahead of many of his competitors. That sets him apart from the rest is his ability to rise when the pressure is on. Whether playing for Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League or for Sweden in international competitions, Viktor has shown time and time again that when the spotlight is on him, he thrives. His rise from the humble beginnings in Sweden to dominating European football, nothing short of spectacular. What makes his story even more captivating is that he isn't trying to mimic Messi or Ronaldo. He isn't chasing the records or looking to replicate their careers. He's carving his own path. He's different. And in a world where you often look for the next Messi or Ronaldo, Gyökeres offers something fresh. The gravel pitches of Sweden to the grandest stages of Europe, Viktor Gyökeres is crafting a story for ages. Is it the next Messi, the next Ronaldo? Maybe not. Perhaps it doesn't need to be, because when you're writing your own legacy, comparisons don't matter. What matters is the throne. Gyökeres is closer to it than anyone ever expected. With every game, every goal, and every step forward, showing the football world that the future of football might not look like what we thought it would, but it could very well be the most exciting chapter yet.